Good morning. I just realized I connected my microphone and then I realized that I didn't switch the inputs. So hopefully you guys can hear me. I might actually unplug this. So this morning, I'm gonna bump my nails again. This morning I painted my nails to match my outfit. Lately I've been taking a break from gel nails. I haven't been doing gel nails. I haven't done acrylics in probably 6 months now. And my nails are growing really long, really strong. But the only thing is, and I don't know if you guys have this issue, maybe this is just me because I can't sit still. But I bump my nails. Like this side's perfect. This side, when I was plugging my microphone in, you can see it's like, I don't know if you can see that, but I totally bumped it and I'm gonna have to repaint it. And I already repainted these ones. So it's a little bit but it is what it is. So how are you guys this morning? What are you up to? I woke up this morning after baking cookies all last night. So I ended up doing cookies till probably 2 in the morning and then finally slithered into bed and realized, oh, I have to be up in a couple hours. I had a meeting this morning that ended up not being this morning. It's actually tomorrow morning, and my meeting's actually at 12 o'clock today. So I was up bright and early, all ready for the day, and that's great because that's one thing that I'll talk about in this video is when you look good, you feel good, you're ready for the day, you can get so much more done, like so much more done. So let me just go ahead and turn on this side of things so that I can hear you guys or see you guys if you guys leave comments. So, habits to win the day. There's so many like YouTube videos out there, I feel like, that are like, oh, do this and this and this, and you're gonna have good results in your life. That's not really what this video is about. It's just gonna be like some tips that I do, things that I do that have really helped and impacted my life in like a major way. So the first thing is like really getting into a good mood, like allowing yourself to feel good. And how I do this is every single morning I will make myself water. I drink a full tumbler of water every single morning to stay hydrated. And this allows your body to kind of recharge, reset. It allows you to think better. It's going to help with skin. It's going to help with hair, all of that. And it's also just good for your body and it feels good too to drink a lot of water. So I get a jump start on everything I want to do during the day. So when I wake up, I go and I make my coffee and I take my time making my coffee. Sometimes I'll do like a little Instagram story of it and make it cute and have like little French cafe music playing in the background. And then from there, I start to do things that are going to propel the day forward. So I've noticed that on days where let's move this back over actually in case it's still plugged in. But on days where I take my time getting ready and I kind of like procrastinate, and the next thing I know, it's like 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock in the morning, I've noticed that I felt like the day had gone by and I kind of feel this lethargic feeling. Versus if I jumpstart my day and I get a lot of things done and I get ready for the day and I feel good, look good, I have on, an outfit that I like, which by the way, this is in my link in bio. Let me show you guys. This is an Amazon dress. So it was like $20 on Amazon and it's super cute. It's really good for summer. And yeah, I don't spend a ton of money on clothing. I have some clothes that are a little bit more, a higher price range, but typically I just buy things that I think are cute that, if I wear it for a couple seasons and it's no longer in style or I no longer love it, it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm getting rid of something that, I invested a lot in. Plus sometimes I have a lot of animals. So if I buy something that's really expensive and it gets a stain on it or a rip or a tear, it's kind of sad to like have to get rid of that. So for me, I just buy things like this and then I spend a little bit more money on like handbags, shoes, definitely shoes. I have a shoe obsession. I freaking love a good pair of shoes, and so those are kind of my 2 vices, so to say. Like, I really like a good pair of shoes, a good handbag, and then clothing, I can go a little bit more, like, casual on clothing. So we're already, like, well into our morning, looking good, feeling good. We have coffee or tea or whatever, and one thing I do wanna start moving into is switching off the coffee for tea. I wanna start switching to doing green tea or, I ended up buying a lot of Peak tea, which is a really clean tea, it's organic, and it comes in, like, little packets, like little sachets, so it's really nice for on the go, so if you're someone who's really busy or, you're usually driving into work, it's a really good way to throw it in some water, you can mix it in cold or hot water, and then I also like youthberry tea from I think it's Tea Havana, but they're, like, no longer in business, so it's, like, sold at the grocery store, but that's, like, one of my favorite teas, and I've drank that for years. It's like a white tea, it has just a little bit of caffeine in there, but nothing that's going to, like, rev you up so much that you feel anxiety or you kind of stress your body out. So, like, that's one thing that I'm working on moving towards and away from is the coffee because I don't like how my body feels on coffee. I love the taste of coffee, I love the ritual of coffee, but I don't like coffee. And I'm just gonna check, you guys, I wanna see that the sound. Okay, so the sound is working. Um, but yeah, so that's what I'm gonna start doing is switching into doing more teas, maybe some like fruit water. So cutting up a cucumber, you can put some mint in there. You can do like a lemon water type situation. Something super refreshing that tastes good. I noticed that like a lot of times when we switch from doing like coffee or when we switch from a morning beverage that tastes really like it has a good taste to it. And then we're switching to just water. We kind of feel like we're missing out or we're kind of like jipping ourselves from an experience. So just make it like a elevated experience. Like put it in a nice glass, put it in a cute glass. I have these mugs from Nespresso that I absolutely love. And this is just coffee with some almond milk at the bottom. I don't know why it's like curdled. It's kind of weird, but it's just one of the nut pods. So that's something that I'm gonna be working on because I feel like that's just gonna take me to a next level of calm, a next level of peace, and also just help with everything that I'm working on. You guys know that I've been working on my health for a really, really long time, which leads into like the next thing is diet. Like the biggest thing I think I would suggest for anyone looking to dramatically change their life is trying going on a grain-free, dairy-free diet. It is the most amazing, incredible, age reversing. Like, literally, before I went on the grain free diet and the dairy free diet, I thought I was gonna have to get Botox in my forehead because I was starting to see like fine lines from all the inflammation in my face. If you guys go back and look at past videos, you can see I was just so inflamed. Like, my face was inflamed, like here's inflamed. I'm still a little inflamed throughout here, but this will all start to go down. It's only been like a month and like a half, maybe, yeah, like a month and a half on grain free, dairy free. And so it hasn't been that long. Like the real effects of it are in 6 months to a year. So some people, like if you look at in Google grain and dairy free or grain free transformation or before and after photos, you'll see the people look so different, like dramatically different from their before photo to their after photo. Their skin literally clears up. It's less pink. It's more of a skin tone color. I had horrible rosacea, which was caused from grains. Like they're so acidic. They literally just cause so much skin irritation. Like if you're having psoriasis or anything like that, like there's so much skin irritation from grains and from dairy. And it's so proven, it's so scientifically backed that it's like, why wouldn't you try it out? And so, if you're looking for that natural energy, like when I get out of bed in the morning, I am like, woo, like I feel so good. I don't need coffee, which is another reason why I want to kind of kick that habit because actually I feel worse when I do drink the coffee. It's kind of like I wake up feeling really good and then I drink coffee and I kind of get a little bit of a headache from it. So that's just one thing that I am going to be switching personally in the future. So yeah, basically dialing in on a really good diet routine, which maybe it's eating breakfast with like um, eggs and bacon and like trying to think of something that you could do like berries, like doing berries or something along that line. I usually do for my breakfast, I'll usually do eggs or I'll do some form of like a paleo pancake with fruit. And I love eating a ton of fruit. Like fruit is everything. It's my carb of choice. So I'll do like a banana or I'll do blueberries, which are so good for you, or strawberries if they're in season, or raspberries, which are really great. And that feeds your entire body. So anything that's like vegetables that has a bright color is really going to help to nourish the body. It has so many antioxidants in there and so many vitamins and minerals. It's just going to help with everything. Um, so nutrition is like one non-negotiable for a good day for me. I know if I eat something that makes me feel tired or weighed down, like you guys know that I have a baking business that I do. It's not really a business, it's more just what I do for fun. And I put it up on Instagram. It's called Damn Good Cookies. And you can find me on Instagram if you want to like drool over all my cookies. But if I eat one of my cookies, I'll feel lethargic because of all the sugar. There's a ton of sugar, there's a ton of butter in there, and I personally just don't eat them, but I make them for other people because I love to do that. It's something that's fun for me. I like to decorate them, I like to make them cute, and so yeah, it's just something that I like to do for fun. Um, the next thing is like finding a routine that makes you feel really great. So whether it's journaling or listening to something that's uplifting on your drive into work or wherever you go in the morning. I know a lot of people are no longer driving to work ever since the pandemic. You know, a lot of people are working from home. And so finding like something that you can do, like maybe it's turning on a uplifting podcast or turning on an uplifting YouTube, like, hi, hello, here I am. Subscribe, hit the bell notification. But maybe it's turning on something that is going to rewire the way that you think. So you start to think more positive, you start to think more expansive, you start to really get into that groove of like, okay, I want to expand what's possible for me. Like, I want to see and hear and all of that from people who are doing things that are next level, like my next level or beyond. So when you constantly listen to these uplifting YouTubes, it's going to put you in a different frame of mind for what's possible for you, and you're going to take action out of that. I talked about that in a video yesterday about first we think first we think or realize, then we feel, and then we do. So if you're around people who are go-getters, who are doing things that are really incredible or doing what it is you want to do, they have a lifestyle that you want to live, that is really key. That is something that's so important to living a life that you absolutely love, is getting around people who reinforce that. So they say like the 5 people that you hang out with the most are who you're going to be like. And that's not always like the truth. Like it's really not the truth, but what it is that you're constantly getting feedback from them, you're constantly listening to them, you're constantly in their sphere, and you're also seeing what they do day in and day out. So usually what we do is we adapt to the people that we are around the most. So if they're saying, "Oh, that's not possible," or why do you try so hard? Why do you work so hard? You're going to lower what it is you're doing in order to fit in and stay in that arena. Some people don't. Some people are like, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to just do me and still be friends with you. But oftentimes, what we do is we try to get down to that same level as our friends, or we rise to what our friends are doing. So if you've ever been around your friend when they're in such a good mood and they're like, oh my gosh, this happened, and you guys are celebrating and it's so much fun, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened for you. That is reinforcement for you of what is possible in your life. So the people who I find that are, they hear of someone achieving something or accomplishing something and they feel jealousy or they feel a twinge of like something that they can't quite put a finger on, but it's not a celebratory vibe. It's more of like a, mm, mm. That typically is something that needs to be worked through in inner work, because that is something that will block blessings left and right. And I know this from personal experience. In my 20s, I was very much that person. I could not be happy for other people because I was in such struggle mode. Like, it was survival mode all the time. Like, everything was a fucking struggle. And it's like, drop the struggle, babe. Like, drop the struggle. Like, it's heavy. You don't have to carry that. You can choose to drop the struggle. It is a decision. And so there is a lot of inner work to be done. And if you are curious about that, click the link down below, celiacavalli.com. Go to new products. I have a course that's only $22. The price will be going up, but the course is so good. This course is so good. I had people who went through this course who were like, oh my gosh, this shifted my life. This changed my life so much, because it allowed them to see things differently. It's a reframing course. It's called Full Faith. And what it does is we go through all of the stuff. So we go through from start to finish, all of the stuff to rework and rewire the neural connections in the brain to see things in a different light. And that is so powerful. So powerful. It's so much more than what you could get through just listening to YouTube. So it's a more personal experience because you're doing the journal prompts. You're going through the workshop with me. And it's a 4-week, I believe it's a 4 or 5-week course. And there's gonna be more and more videos in it too. Right now there's audio clips, there's a lot of reading, there's journal prompts, and that's called Full Faith on my website. So my website's in the description. If you want to snag that, it's only $22. It's like the best investment in starting to drop that struggle, starting to really begin to shift and move into like life gets to be good. This is all stuff that I've done. It's all inner work that I've done. And I talk about my experience inside of that course. So it is a really great way to begin to move into that next phase. Because when we're stuck in that cycle and we don't quite understand it, and I remember being in that space and being like, why can't I change? Like, why does this stuff keep coming up for me? Like, why? I wanted something different. I wanted a different outcome. I didn't want to be stuck in that weird energy, that weird limbo of like, I can't be happy for other people. I can't be happy for myself. I can't celebrate my wins. And it always felt like even when I was winning, it never felt like enough. And I don't know if you guys have ever been in that, but it's just like you're constantly doing, and you may even get job promotions, but you can't even be excited about it because you're like, well, it's not enough. I could do so much better. Like, have you guys ever felt this way? Like, where you're just like, oh my gosh, like it's just not enough. Like, I should have gotten this a year ago. It's like this womp womp vibe on a very amazing move up the scale, or, something amazing happens and you're just like, oh. It's like when someone gives you a gift and you can't be happy about it and you're like, why are you giving this to me? Why, what did I do? It's almost like this, like, oh my gosh, like, why? Wait, is this your color? Hi, Andrea. What do you mean by, is this my color? Like my hair color? Or like my color? Like my nails match everything else. The lipstick's a little off though. The lipstick is a little bit more pink. It's a Givenchy lipstick. They are gluten-free, by the way. I was so excited when I found out about that. So the lip liner is actually the same color. It's like a wine color. It's the same color as this, but the lipstick is more of like a pink. But I love the Givenchy colors. They're so pretty and smooth, and they're hydrating. They're not drying. Like, I remember when I went to the Chanel counter, the lady at the Chanel counter was like, oh, we have these new lipsticks and they're double-sided. And I remember being like, oh, hell no. I remember trying that back in the day buffet. Like, it was probably like high school or shortly after high school when like Maybelline and like Clinique and things like that were coming out with the double-sided lip wands, and I was like, ew, it felt crusty and it would ball up. It was not my jam. And she's like, well, yeah, that could happen. So I go for more of a creamy look. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. I know, I love this color. The wine color is so pretty on like with the hair color and with a little bit of a tan. But you guys know that I'm changing my hair. I don't know if you watched the live stream last night, but I literally kept my wig box over here. And this is so sad for me because I feel like I'm gonna have to redo my wardrobe because check this out. Like this with this is just way too much. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the colors kind of clash. And I'm not gonna be doing like this color per se. I'm probably gonna do more of a brown, like a very light brown. Someone suggested a really, really gorgeous, and it's on like the wig live stream, and I forget the name of the model, but it's like the prettiest soft brown. It's almost like a dirty blonde, light brown, and I think that that's what I'm gonna end up doing just in the beginning. So like more of this color, just because you guys know my struggle with my hair. It's just been like I want to grow it really long and I want it to be literally wig-like. I want to be like on stage in my MPC competition, no extensions with this thick, full, shiny, exotic hair, and just be like whoosh. And if I could do that as a blonde, oh my gosh, I would. But I just feel like when you put bleach in your hair, I was a hairstylist for like 2 years. And every single hair head that I touched of hair, especially my blondes, I was like a blonde specialist. I could whip up some highlights like nobody's business. But every single blonde head of hair I touched, I felt like people don't color blonde right. And I'm saying this just because I've had so much experience with blondes and with being a blonde, is that they go over the stuff that's already been colored, like bleached. And what happens is the hair integrity starts to get weaker and weaker and weaker. And by the time it grows out to like this length or a little bit longer, it starts to look stringy, very damaged because the heat and the lifestyle, everything like that. Like all this hair is old hair. Like this has been growing out, for a hot minute. And so it's been exposed to shampooing, it's been exposed to hopefully you are deep conditioning your hair. That is one thing that should be in your morning routine is or nighttime routine or whenever you take a shower. No judgment here, but you should be implementing like some sort of hair care that is going to be very good for your hair. Same with skincare too. So something like a hair mask once a week, twice a week is so good for your hair. And I don't use protein masks because it makes my hair brittle. What I do, if I do a protein one, I do it once a month. Very important because you don't want to overly proteinize your hair or you will get hair breakage like no other. It will become dry and kind of straw-like. You want hydration. So something that's a very hydrating mask. So I just use one from Sephora and I love it. So yeah, that's kind of like the update on that. The beauty routine of the morning is also something that I find so much joy in. So like I use a lot of the Ordinary serums. You can get them on Sephora.com. Some Sephoras carry them. Ulta carries them. You can get them kind of anywhere. I have also bought them straight directly off the Ordinary's website. But I use their skincare every single day. So I do the serums. I have like every single serum that suits my skin type. So I use the niacinamide and zinc on my skin. And I've just noticed it just helps so much with the skin's integrity. And that's something that I take a lot of joy in. Like when I'm putting on my serums, I'm like rubbing it in, I'm massaging it, I'm spending my time, really beautifying and spending that time just relaxing and nourishing myself and pampering myself. It's almost like I go to a spa every day, even though I'm in my bathroom using like $6 serum. But it feels luxurious. And I absolutely love the effect of the serums. You can also like do ice rollers, things like that. I know that there's the Skinny Confidential. She actually came out with an ice roller that's super, super cute. So you can totally do things like that. I don't really do a ton of rolling because I like to use my hands. I like to do more of a manual massage, like I'll massage here and I'll massage upwards and around the eyes, and it feels so good. I love a good face massage. Like it's the best. Andrea says, I use a ton of the Ordinary skincare too. What is your favorite product? Because like I can't decide what my favorite product is, but I want to say it's the B6 and hyaluronic acid. So it's the HAB6 combo. I just threw away my bottle today and I was like so sad. And then I have like a pantry stock load of the niacinamide and zinc. And I went into it's kind of like a linen closet type situation. And I went in there and I found a bottle. There's one last bottle in there, and I'm like, snag this before Mark takes it because he uses the buffet serum. So I have my husband hooked on it too. So he's using like the buffet serum. He's using the he's like, it looks like a bloody face, like the the AHA BHA mask, which totally looks so creepy. Like I always put it on and I'll take a picture of her Instagram and everyone's like, is that a vampire facial? I'm like, yes, because I do that at home. I spin my blood at home and I put it back on my face. No, it's literally the simplest, cheapest face mask that is the best face mask I've ever used. Like I absolutely love it. If you are getting like a little breakout, it does burn like crazy. Like I always tell people, I'm like, I love to burn my skin to a crisp because it does. It literally burns your skin, but it feels so good afterwards and your skin will be like flawless. I have not used mine in probably 3 weeks and it shows. Like when I start using it again, I just feel more glowy. And oh, someone just wrote to me on Instagram. They said, you're beautiful and relatable. Thank you. I love that. I love that. So I was actually somewhere the other week and someone said that I looked stuck up and that I seemed stuck up. And I was like, I feel so far from that. Like I don't, I would never, ever, ever like feel that. Like I just want to be friends with people and get to know people. And that's not, any part of me does not resonate with that. So I thought that was kind of funny. And I was like, at first I was a little like butthurt about it. I was like, wait, what? Like, what? And why are you telling me to my face? It was so funny. Like, he was like, you just seem like a little stuck up. You're going to have to like be a little bit more adaptable. And I was just like, what? Okay. Like, you just met me. You just looked at me and I haven't said a word to you, but okay. I smiled. I said hi, but I was waiting for him to talk and engage. And so I don't know, maybe that like made him uncomfortable. I don't know. Um, But yeah, it is such a good price for what it is. The Ordinary is great. So I use a Chanel face wash just because it's pretty. I love it. It smells good. Normally, I wouldn't buy fragrance face wash or moisturizer or anything like that, but I really like Chanel. It's pretty. It's a timeless classic brand and it makes me feel good. And actually, their skincare is not that like normally I would think like Dior, like I've used Dior skincare in the past and stuff and I was like meh, like especially for the price point I'm just like not really worth it, but Chanel is like the bomb. Like their skincare is actually so good. Like their serum's amazing, their moisturizer is super luxurious. Like you put it on, it just soaks in right away. It feels so good. It does have a slight scent to it, but it's not like obnoxious, it's not like you're not breathing in a chemical bath. It's a very light, clean fragrance. But yeah, so doing like makeup, things like that, I used to rush through doing my makeup because I like hated doing my makeup. And this is funny because I was actually a makeup artist for many years. And I do love doing other people's makeup because much like YouTube, I like to have a dialogue. I like to talk back and forth. I do not like to talk to myself and just be like there doing my own makeup. Like it's just, there's nothing exciting and engaging about it. So what I do now is that I'll listen to like YouTube or I'll listen to a podcast while I'm doing my makeup. And I find a lot of joy in how I do my makeup. So I've changed up things a little bit. I found a system that works for me really, really well. And I just kind of recreate that every day using different colors or different palettes and playing around with that. But I do like a more minimal makeup routine. So if I have too many options, it just feels like too much. So keeping everything really minimal is really a life hack. Like that is something that will make your life so easy and your morning routine so easy, is not having a million palettes, is not having a million foundation options, is not having, a million outfits or shoes to go through. Kind of having your go-tos for that is going to be so much easier on you mentally and emotionally and all of that. You're going to be able to just walk into your closet and be like, this looks good, I'm gonna wear this today. Instead of like looking through like tons and tons of clothes, like that can be a little chaotic. So decluttering your life and making your life as simple as humanly possible is a really, really great way to start to live a life where it's just really aligned with the things that you really, really love. So there's nothing like cluttering. There's nothing that's, you know, taking up space that's not being used and just kind of sitting there and being it's gonna be an elevated experience. You're gonna love everything around you. You're going to walk through your house and be like, "Oh, everything's really nice. Everything's so tidy. It feels good in here. It feels like I can breathe." And that's like a really good feeling. So, yeah, those are my morning tips is really just getting into a good mindset in the morning, whether that's listening to YouTube's, podcasts, maybe it's calling a friend or, talking with a mentor. And then taking the time to do things like slowing life down and taking time to do things that you do every single day in a way that feels good for you and creating morning rituals that elevate your experience. So drinking out of the nice fancy mugs, making yourself a water that tastes really good that's like a sparkling water, maybe with some cucumbers or lemons, or maybe just adding in something into the water that infuses it with something that tastes good for you so that you get in more hydration, because hydration is everything. Your brain is like 74% water. So activating that brain with the water is so, so important. And then eating good food that's nutrient rich, that's going to help you to be more beautiful inside and out, feel better, look better, and just conduct yourself throughout the day so much better. No need for naps, no need for that lagging feeling halfway through the day. And that is the morning routine secrets. Not even really secrets, it's things that you probably heard a billion times. I'm just telling it from my perspective. So, um, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Again, if you haven't taken the Full Faith course, definitely recommend doing that before end of June. End of June is when the price is going to go back up to its normal price. And I may throw in a fun thing at the normal price. So at the end of June, I may do like a one-on-one call or something with that. That'd be really cool. But there's going to be videos that are going to come out along with the audio. So just want to let you guys know about that. Anyways, I hope you have a fantastic day and I will see you guys in the next live stream. So we have 2 more days left of that class that I was doing. And so that's going to be happening later on this week. But you'll probably see me before then on live because it's so much fun hanging out with you guys and I love doing these videos. So I'll see you guys later. Have a fantastic day. Have a fantastic week and I'll see you next time.